Hey everyone, it's the Cinema Dude, and welcome back to my channel. And decided to take it to the kitchen today to kind of show my Halloween decorations. We are in the month of October. Over on my Instagram channel, I am halfway through almost my 31 days of Screamtober. So definitely check out my Instagram page at the Cinema Dude. And today, I thought, because we're in the spooky season and Shout Factory had their Shocktober sale, and I picked up some movies from there. So I thought I'd show them off. They actually came in today, so very well planned, I guess. I've only seen two of these. The rest of them are blind buys, so but stuff that I've had on my want list for a while, and they were all very, very, very well priced. So yeah, so let's hop into it. We'll start with the first one, and that is the Manitou, Manitou, however you want to say it. We have a road here. It's called Manitou Road. So the Manitou, I've heard it all different ways said it, but this is from 1977, and I would say that you would describe this film as kind of Exorcist, kind of Rosemary's Baby, kind of folklore-y, so all kind of mixed in. But it does star Susan Strasberg, and she has a fetus growing on her. It's kind of like on the back of her neck and stuff, and it's growing at an alarmingly abnormal rate. And so she reaches out to her former lover, who's played by Tony Curtis, and she is realized that she's being possessed by a 400-year-old Native American demon. So yeah, so that's where you get you know, kind of the whole folklore, but then you also have like exorcist type of stuff with possession and a little bit of something's growing with that. And also starring Burgess Meredith, and directed by Grizzly and Day of the Animals director William Girdler. I want to say this is his last one before he unfortunately passed away, but I'm not 100% true. So, but very excited to finally check this one out. I've seen videos on it. I've seen, you know, clips from it and stuff, but never seen the whole movie. So, the Manitou. And then speaking of like 70s possession type movies, we have from 1980. Oh, it actually says, interesting. It says 83 on here, but then 81 down here. Interesting. I'll have to look that actually up. No, it doesn't say 78 on here. Yeah, so it's very strange on what the what's called dates are on here. So, and this stars Barbara Hershey, and this is The Entity. Did come with the slip as well, and it says based on a shocking true story. Oscar nominee Barbara Hershey stars as Carol Mormon, a hardworking single mom whose life becomes a nightmare when she's attacked in her bedroom by someone or something that she can't see. Disbelieved by her friends and dismissed by spectacles psychiatrist, Carol begins to lose her grip as she repeatedly attacked in her car, in the bath, and even in front of her children. Could this be a case of hysteria or something even more terrifying? Seeking help from a group of daring parapsychologists, Carla will attempt the unthinkable experiment to seduce, trap, and ultimately capture the spectral fury that is the Entity. And on the back of this, on the Manitou, 2K scan of the original film elements, new audio commentary with film historian Troy Hawthorne, new interview with executive producer David Sheldon, new interview with author Graham Matherson, theatrical trailer, TV spots, and still gallery on that one. On this one, you have new interviews with Barbara Hershey and David Labosa, composer Charles Bernstein, and editor Frank J. your seat. There is a new audio commentary with Daniel Creamer, author of Sidney J. Fury, Life and Films, The Entity Files, including an interview with parapsychologist Dr. Barry Tiff, theatrical trailer, and stills gallery. So that is The Entity. And then we get into some Spanish, I guess, zombie films. That's the best way to say it. So this is part of the Blind Dead films, and they did come together. Blue Underground did a set a long time ago, and it was like in the shape of a coffin, and it had all there's four of them, and then like a disc on the director. Now they've kind of split up. Tomb of the Blind Dead is with Synapse. This next one is with Shout. I think somebody else has another one, and then the other one is not on Blu-ray at all, or the next two aren't on Blu-ray at all. So we are showing Night of the Seagulls. And a village possessed by unspeakable evil. When a doctor and his wife move to a coastal village, they encounter strange and terrifying things. The town harbors an ancient evil that demands ritual sacrifice. For 7 consecutive nights, the undead come from the sea to demand the horrific deaths of the town's young women. Dr. Stein and his wife try to save one of the young women from her horrible fate. The final tale of the Blind Dead series comes to a haunting end. And then there is the only thing on this one is a audio commentary by Rod Barnett and Troy Ginn of the podcast, the Nashi Cast. And it is directed by Armando de Osorio. And this is from 1975. So don't have any of the Blind Dead movies, but heard kind of cool things about them, so I wanted to pick this one up. Now, this is one of the ones I have seen, and I don't have it in my Nature Runs Amok, Killer Animal movies, and but said, hey, it's a Dilo De Laurentiis production, and you can't have your set without this one, and that is Orca, the Killer Whale. And this is from 1977, and man and killer whale clash in a fight to the death. This also has Bo Derek, Richard Harris stars in it, and sleek, intelligent, beautiful, and hellbent on revenge. Producer Dino De Laurentiis and Michael Anderson joined forces to present the rousing action-adventure tale of Orca, the Killer Whale. It is a story of one powerful being against another, a strong, determined fisherman by the name of Captain Nolan, played by Richard Harris, versus an equally determined killer whale. When the killer whale's pregnant mate is maimed and killed by Nolan, the whale seeks vengeance, smashing boats, attacking a seaside village, and eventually luring his human adversaries to a final confrontation in the marina's creature's own Arctic turf. And then the special features on here are there's an audio commentary with film historian Lee Gambin and theatrical trailer. So that is Orca, the Killer Whale. This one's kind of a crazy one. At one point you see the whale cry and like a tear comes down. Yeah, it's as for Jaws knockoffs, this is kind of a crazy one, but kind of a cool one too. So that is Orca, the Killer Whale. And then actually the next one is the other one that I've seen before, and I have a Poe section, and it's mostly the films that Roger Corman did. And this is actually one I didn't have, and I believe, so this is the newer, so this was part of the Vincent Price box sets. I think it was part of the first one. And then they found a recently restored extended cut of it, And so then they put this separately because they reissued the box set, I want to say without this. And then they made this a separate one. Quite the film during like COVID era. It's very kind of interesting. Some weird parallels in it and things like that. It is a American International Pictures, like I said, directed by Roger Corman, starring Vincent Price and Hazel Court, and this is The Mask of the Red Death. Probably one of the best ones in the series. Definitely like the most colorful of his ones. And it says death and debauchery reign in the castle of Prince Prospero, Vincent Price. And when it rains, it pours. Prospero has only one excuse for his diabolical deeds. The devil made him do it. But when a mysterious, uninvited guest crashes his pad during a masquerade ball, there will be hell to pay as the party atmosphere fear turns into a dance macabre. And then the special features on here are 2 versions of the film, the original U.S. theatrical version and the recently restored extended cut, an interview with producer and director Roger Corman, audio commentary by author and film historian Steve Haberman, and theatrical trailer. So again, one of the Poe films I didn't have, again, this has the 2 versions. I don't know what differences are on it. I'll have to check it out. But I've seen just the original version and stuff. So it would be kind of cool to see what's new on the extended one and see one of Corman's better Poe films. And now we're going to hit it up with some Hammer, and we will go with, I believe this is actually one of the last Hammer films before they went on hiatus, and then they came back and did like the Daniel Radcliffe Woman in Black, and they had like some of those productions. I believe this is the last one of the last ones, or the last one, I believe. Yeah, because this comes out in 1976. And this stars, of course, the great Christopher Lee, Natasha Kinski, and also has Dem Elliott in there. Excuse me. And based on the best-selling novel by Dennis Wheatley, who also did another movie we're going to be looking at. And this is To the Devil, a Daughter. And it says, first Rosemary's Baby, then The Exorcist, now a motion picture that probes further into the mysteries of the occult. And it says, a heretic priest, Christopher Lee, plots to use a teenage nun in a deprived pact with the forces of darkness. But when an American occult novelist, also starring Richard Widmark, uncovers the conspiracy, he must battle an international cabal of evil for the body and soul of the devil's child bride. And on here, you get a audio commentary by Steve Haberman and Constance Nasher, and Dark Arts, Inside To the Devil, a Daughter, To the Devil, The Death of Hammer, includes interview with stars Christopher Lee, Honor Blackman, Anthony Valentine, director Peter Stiles, writers Christopher Wicking and Gerard Vaughan Hughes, uncredited, and then a theatrical trailer. So yes, this looks like the last Hammer film, so it'll be interesting to see. They went through multiple phases, through their horror cycles, and this looks like to cash in on the Rosemary's Baby Exorcist kind of craze, and that is To the Devil, a Daughter. And speaking of Christopher Lee, actually the 2 other Hammer films I did get do also star Christopher Lee, And this one is, I guess, the melding of a real life tale, I would say. Not the most factually correct. And this is Christopher Lee in 1966, starring in Rasputin, the Mad Monk. And this is their take and his take on Rasputin, the political advisor, mystic, crazy man, well, however you want to call him, from the Tsarist Russia of the late 1800s, early 1900s. So, it says, Hammer Film's dual reputation for screen shock and flamboyant costume adventure meld in this tale of real-life holy man whose evil charm held the fate of an entire nation in its grasp. In Tsarist Russia, Rasputin, played by Christopher Lee, a peasant monk, mysteriously demonstrates his healing powers by saving a woman's life, asking only for wine and a bacchanalian celebration in return. But soon Rasputin uses his charm and powers to become increasingly manipulative and violent. Ferocious, devious, and otherworldly, this unclout peasant integrates himself bit by bit into the lives of the sophisticated royal class. Christopher Lee's multi-layered performance as Rasputin rates as one of the best portrayals in any film. And then on here you get a new audio commentary with author and film historian Steve Haberman, filmmaker and film historian Constance Nair, and Ted Newsome. Tall Tales: The Making of Rasputin the Mad Monk, brought to book Hammer's novelizations, The World of Hammer episodes Costumers and Christopher Lee. Audio commentary which stars Christopher Lee, Barbara Shelley, Francis Matthews, and Suzanne Farmer. Theatrical trailers, TV spots, and still galleries. So that is Rasputin the Mad Monk. And then, speaking of the devil and Christopher Lee, this is one where Christopher Lee actually plays like the good guy in this, and he said it was one of his personal favorite films, and that is also starring the great Charles Gray, who's known for playing Blofeld in the James Bond film. This is 1968's The Devil Rides Out. And it says, all the demons of hell are summoned to earth to claim the devil's bride. The debonair Duke de Richelieu has been entrusted with the care of his deceased friend's son, Simon Arnon. The Duke discovers that the young man has been seduced into joining a satanic cult headed by the diabolic Mokata, who is intended on making Simon one of the devil's disciples. Having rescued Simon from the blooded ritual, de Baru is pursued by Mokata, who will stop at nothing to destroy Duke and his friends, even summoning the Angel of Death himself. So starring Christopher Lee, one of his personal favorite roles, and based on the celebrated novel by Dennis Wheatley, who also did To the Devil, a Daughter. The Devil Rides Out is one of Hammer's most accomplished and thrilling mystery horrors. And this is a new 2K scan of the 20th Century Interpositive, 20th Century Fox Interpositive. New audio commentary with film historian Steve Haberman and filmmaker and film historian Constance Nair. New satanic shocks that with film historian Kim Newman recalls The Devil Rides Out. New folk horror goes haywire with Jonathan Rigby on The Devil Rides Out. Audio commentary which stars Christopher Lee and Sarah Lawson. Black Magic: The Making of The Devil Rides Out. Dennis Wheatley at Hammer. The World of Hammer episodes Hammer, I guess what that's called. still gallery and theatrical trailers. So that is The Devil Rides Out. And then we have, of course, you can't have any Screamtober without some slashers. And two that I didn't have. The one is one I've wanted for a long time. I want to say it had a DVD release that was out of print, like an Anchor Bay one, and then finally came to Blu-ray. I want to say this came last year, maybe. I want to say. And what do you get when you put Jack Palance, Donald Pleasance, and Martin Landau as Crazy Maniacs? You get Alone in the Dark. So this is from 1982, and at a secluded mental institution, electricity fuels the high-tech security system that keeps nearby neighborhoods safe from deviant medicines like Frank Hawks, Jack Palance, and Preacher, Martin Landau, and then Dr. Bane, Halloween's Donald Pleasance, maintains strict order while a new doctor, Dan Poiter, arrives in town with his family. But the inmates don't take kindly to Potter's presence and believe he has killed off their former therapist. Suddenly, a power outage leaves the town in chaos, and now the maniacs are free to roam the streets and hunt down the man they believe has invaded their lives. With the area quickly descending into riot and chaos, the innocent few must fight for their lives as they are left terrified and cornered and alone in the dark. One of the most memorable and terrifying cult horror films of the 80s, this white-knuckle shocker from director Jack Soder, who did the Hidden, and actually I did on the 31 Days of Screamtober, did a video or a post on him doing Arachnid. Features gory makeup special effects from Tom Brumberg, who did Don't Go in the House, and Tom Savini, delivering one seat-jumping scare after another, along with a thick slab of pitch-black humor. So this is Alone in the Dark. I wonder if it has a reversal cover on this one. And it's a New Line Cinema film. It is a new 2K scan from the Inner Positive. New interview with director Jack Shoulder. There's an audio commentary with him as well. Interview with actress Carol Levy. Interview with underground New York punk's favorite, The Sick F's, and author Adam Rockoff, and theatrical trailer. So this is Alone in the Dark. And you can't have a good slasher with maybe middle of the road slasher, I would say. And another one I did not have, and this is from 1981, and this is Final Exam. So at Lanier College, the semester is almost over. Exam week is coming to a close with some upperclassmen. When some upperclassmen play a prank by staging a phony terrorist attack. But the next moment of excitement at the school won't be a prank, and it's something a lot more final than an exam. Students are falling prey to a knife-wielding maniac stalking the school, bent on making sure that for some, school is out forever. The special features on here are the new high-definition transfer from the original camera negative, audio commentary with cast members Joel Rice, Cecil Baghdadi, and Sherry Willis Birch. Interviews with cast members as well, and theatrical trailer. So directed by Jimmy Houston. Again, kind of a middle-of-the-road slasher that I didn't have, but one that I'm glad to have in my collection. And finally, put this on backwards. I'll have to show this in a second. A film that I've only seen clips of, and people say it's like one of the most terrifying scenes in a horror movie, and one that it is more a little, I guess a little more of a drama kind of, but it has those like flashback scenes, and this is based on the true story of Travis Walton, a logger who in 1975, him and his co-workers encountered a UFO, and he was abducted, supposedly. And this is Fire in the Sky. And yeah, as you can tell, they put this on backwards. Like, that's the top, and all this down here. Excuse me. So, Robert Lieberman directs, and this stars D.B. Sweeney, Robert Patrick, Craig Schaefer, Peter Berg, James Garner. And 6 men saw it. 1 man became a prisoner inside. But who would believe them? In 1975, logger Travis Walton, played by D.B. Sweeney, and his co-workers encounter a UFO. His pals are able to flee, but Walton was not so lucky. Whisked aboard the strange craft, he was subject to a painful, unearthly medical study. Fire in the Sky is the amazing tale of that ordeal and of the contempt and ridicule endured by Walton and his friends as they try to convince others of this otherworldly experience. Oh, also Henry Thomas is in here as well. And on here you have a new interview with director Robert Lieberman, interview with actor D.B. Sweeney, interview with actor Robert Patrick, interview with composer Mark Isham, and photo gallery and theatrical trailer. So kind of excited to finally see all this, not just like the one scene that everybody knows from this movie. So that is Fire in the Sky. So again, we had Fire in the Sky, Final Exam, Alone in the Dark, The Devil Rides Out, Rasputin the Mad Monk, To the Devil a Daughter, Mask of the Red Death, Orca the Killer Whale, Night of the Seagulls, The Entity, and The Manito. And so those were all my Shocktober stuff from Scream Factory. So comment below if you guys have seen any of this. If you picked up anything from that sale as well, comment below. Next week I will give you a sneak peek, because this also came today. My first Radiance Films release, and one that I was excited that they were releasing, and that is Messiah of Evil. So next video we will unbox this one. This just came out, and very, very looking forward to a really cool packaging and stuff. So but that will be for next video. So thanks everybody for watching. I hope you're having a great October. I hope you're watching lots of horror movies and science fiction movies. And again, check out my Instagram page, as we're doing the 31 days of Screamtober, and see what I'm kind of posting there. And so hope everyone's doing well. And remember, be kind and rewind. We'll see everybody later.